my own show. Not a script or flip can make me stop.
So just behave, I mean there's no escape. Let's hope you make that drop, because you really don't want to take me off.
And oh, what fun. I will tell you what to do and you will get it done.
And oh, don't run, you'll find your nightmare here has only just begun. Welcome to my horror show, now it's starting free.
Oh, I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
Are you reading the walls? Did you get my clues? There's a debt to repay for now. You'll do.
What's going on with it? It's the Dummies of Horror podcasting hour or two. I'm your host Tim. With me is the Mushroom. How is it, homie?
Good, man. How's you?
I'm better, dude. I'm fucking better. It's been
Better than what?
It's been a rough week. It's been a fucking rough week for me, man. You know all about this, and our Patreon listeners know all
I
about
do, and the
this.
Patreon people do.
The Patreon people do. And thank you to people who gave me their best wishes. For the people out there that don't know, I managed to pull my groin muscle. That shit sucks, dude. Holy shit. Dude, like, over like my past... I've never really had a bad injury. Like, I've never broken a bone. I've had stitches like once. I've never really had a bad injury. But this one fucking sucked. Yeah, I could not do anything. Sleeping, hurt. Sitting on the lounge, hurt. Getting in and out of cars was fucking excruciating. Holy shit.
That's not. At least you like don't have a job where you have to like get in and out of cars all
I know,
day and
right?
lift shit.
Yeah, I have to. I was told I can't walk up and down stairs, stretch it, or massage it. And,
Okay.
my job is walking upstairs, like up a truck ladder to get inside a truck. So I'm like, yeah, I'm taking the week off. So
Yep.
that sucked. On the upper hand, though, I got to smash out some fucking movies because that's all I could do.
Nice.
Yeah, so don't pull your groin muscle. It really hurts.
Yeah, I'll try not to like do it on purpose for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, and to the people asking how I did it, I lost a dance battle to a 76-year-old woman. That's the God's honest truth. I swear to God.
Not hard to do. Not hard to do.
Look,
I mean, I'm sure every one of us has been there.
Every time I tell people that, like, how'd you do it? I'm like, I told them. They're like, that's funny. So how'd you really do it? I'm like, no, that's legit how I fucking did it. She got low. She did like this squat drop thing. She was fucking wasted, and so was I. And I tried to do it, and boom, out I
You
go.
just don't have the flexibility of a 76-year-old lady.
I don't. She's had her fucking ankles over her neck and stuff like that. So gross. Anyway, enough about my bullshit. How you been?
I'm good.
Just good. Nothing interesting happening in your life?
Don't think so.
No.
Is there?
Why are you asking me?
Oh, I don't know. I
I
thought
don't
maybe
keep
I
tabs on
told you
you.
about something and shit and forgotten. Yeah, no, nothing to update as far as I know.
That's good. That's a positive note.
Right? I like it.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome to the Dummies of Horror. We are the show that comes to you bi-weekly that teaches a thing or two to the dumbest little guy about the genre we love. This is episode 258. And what are we teaching you this week, Mushroom? We're teaching you decades.
Yeah.
We're continuing our decades of horror. It is the 1940s versus the 2010s this time. Dude, can I be honest with you?
Always.
This decade thing that we decided to do, it's fucking grinding, man. Like
It's been a slog.
it has been. Like watching like 3 or 6 movies to try and prep up each week, or for you, fucking 12
to 10 movies.
Yeah.
10 to 12 movies.
You were doing like 6 per decade. That's fucking insane. I don't know how you did that. But like
free time and no children.
yeah, okay, fair enough. Look, man, these black and white movies. I know that they have a place in horror, but sometimes they're a fucking slog to get through. And I'm just being honest, man. We'll get to it. I've got 3 1940s movies to bring to the table.
As do I.
As do you. That's good. But yeah, this is the second last week. Next week we're doing the 60s versus the 80s, and then we go into the finals to decide which is the overall best decade. So we're nearing the end.
Which will be fun.
It will be. It will be. We might even get a guest for that episode.
Big surprises planned, which might pan out or they might not.
It depends on children, if that's any hint.
Yes.
So yeah,
my children.
We have a big show here. We're doing the Decades of Horror. I've got so many fucking new release movies to talk about since all I could do was watch movies this week, which was great.
And I also have some.
That's cool too. They're the same as mine though, aren't they?
I believe so.
Okay, that's cool, because I want your opinions on some of these new movies. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. 2024.
I got 4.
Oh, okay. I think I got like 7.
I know, you got heaps.
Do you know what I'll just...
I think some of them are like catch-up ones from you a few weeks ago too. So.
Do you know what I did watch, which is not horror, but I just want to talk about it right now because it was fucking great. It's probably my favourite movie of the year so far.
Talk
but
about it.
It's a comedy. John Cena's new movie.
Yeah, I saw this on Amazon like a few days ago.
Yeah, Ricky Stenicki. That's the name of the movie. It is fucking hilarious.
You are in the minority.
What?
Yeah.
What? What are people like? What are the scores? Is this on Letterboxd?
More people gave it a 2-star than a 9-star.
Get fucked.
1,000 people gave it 2 stars, and 447 people gave it 9 stars.
Wow. Well, those 1,000 people are wrong. What? Oh, Jesus Christ! I want to pick their brains as to why.
It kind of looks like an average score. Like it's like 1, 2, 3, and then it goes up. Like it peaks at 6.
Wow. Okay. No, I fucking loved it. I had a blast with it. It's so funny, especially when you find out what John Cena's occupation is. That was the fucking highlight of the movie. Go and check it. It's on Amazon Prime right now. It's called Ricky Stenicki. Nothing to do with horror. It's a complete comedy starring John Cena, Zac Efron, and that dude from the redheaded comedian from that podcast that he does. What's it called? What's his fucking podcast called? The Bad Boys or something?
Bad Friends podcast?
Yeah, Bad Friends, yeah.
That guy I saw live in LA at the Comedy Store.
Did you?
Yeah, I saw him and Bobby.
What's his fucking name, the redheaded guy?
Andrew Santino.
Did you fucking see them live?
Yeah.
How were they?
I saw him and Bobby, and then they both came out and talked for a bit.
Wow.
Really funny. It was really good.
They're funny as shit, those guys. I like them.
Yeah. That's like, honestly, that fucking set at the Comedy Store was so fucking good.
You motherfucker getting to, like, travel across the world to do cool things.
Just fucking drown your kids.
Jesus Christ. No, I like my kids sometimes. They're good.
Alright, just fucking palm your kids off on somebody else.
Like, even if we didn't have kids, I don't have the money.
You'd have a lot. You'd have 3 times the amount of money.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. But, yeah. Anyway.
You know what I gotta pay for every time I go to the movies? My movie ticket and her movie ticket.
Yeah, but then you
No, fuck that. You go to Coles.
You're like fucking...
Or even fuck that. You don't go to Coles. You go to fucking Aldi or fucking the Reject Shop.
Yeah, the
and
Reject
you get
Store.
like a big bag of lollies for like fucking $1.
That's true. The Reject Store fucking rules for snacks.
Yep. So good.
I don't know why it took us this long, but we just recently discovered that the Reject Store does snacks for like school bags and like kids and stuff like that. And I'm like, holy shit, this is cool.
Reject Store for like snacks and for cleaning shit is the goat move.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, enough about fucking...
Just for some super regional shopping advice.
Yeah, but...
That's what you come for.
The Reject Store here in Australia is like the dollar store in America.
Yeah.
Like a junk shop, basically. But...
Yeah.
They sell some cool shit.
They do.
Anyway, we have a lot to talk about, so
Hopefully the shares we bought in the reject store go up a bit.
we gotta get on the show. I don't want to sound like fucking Scott
sorry.
Crawford with these
Ugh.
20-minute intros.
Disgusting.
As much as I love Scott, but like, God,
Yeah, get on with it.
he gets my fucking dick hard. That boy.
Wait, I thought you were going to say something mean about him. You
No.
see, he makes you dick hard.
No, I can't. They're good friends of ours, but like we got to get this show going on because we're true podcasters. We're real podcasters, unlike some.
We're so serious. We're super serious business. Over
We
here.
are. We watch all the movies because we're real podcasters, unlike some
Exactly.
nightmares that happen on Friday.
I don't know if I can talk about him.
All right, I got a question for you, dude.
Yeah, what?
Some would call it the question of the week.
Question of the week.
All right, question of the week for last time. The question was, what's your favorite horror film from the 90s? Here we go. Bede Jermaine. Hi, Bede, from the Super Marcy podcast, says The Blair Witch Project. Okay. Alan Chacha.
No comment.
I'm sorry. I think most people know my thoughts on the Blair Witch Project. I'm just not a fan. It's not my thing, but I know it is super loved, and that's cool. Whatever. Alan Chacha says, From Dusk Till Dawn.
Good choice. Good choice.
We got black pussy, yellow pussy, blue pussy. That's the highlight of that movie. Tiki Morris says, Halloween H2O, The Ring, and Freddy? I guess she means Wes
Just any
Craven's...
Nightmare on Elm Street?
Well, the only one that came out in the 90s was Wes Craven's New Nightmare, so...
Okay.
Or maybe she's talking about Freddy Got Fingered. Was that a 90s or was that
Maybe.
2000s?
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
That movie is the fucking best, man. I'm the backwards man. The
So
backwards
funny.
man. Jordy Van Vukla says Scream, but since that's obvious one, From Dusk Till Dawn is runner-up. Yeah, fair enough.
Nice.
Zim Vader. Zim, 7 out of 10 Vader. Says Wishmaster. See, that's a different choice. We don't,
yeah, right. Like, yeah, of course, Sim's going to say Wishmaster.
Yeah. Which is crazy because, I thought he'd say Terminator 2, but I guess he just doesn't love Terminator 2 anymore.
I guess not.
Love you, Zim. Matt Wood, sexy fucking Matt Wood, says,
Holy shit.
Event Horizon and In the Mouth of Madness.
Ooh.
So I'm guessing Matt Wood
Good choices.
He has a boner for Sam
Sam
Neill.
Neill crush.
Yeah. Pat Yee.
If he liked that, he'd like Jurassic Park.
I'm sure he's seen it.
Yeah, he might have.
Imagine if he hadn't. Imagine
Little-
if there's
little
someone
indie.
out there. Like, there's people out there that haven't seen Jaws that blows my fucking mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine not having seen Jaws ever.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I've never seen The Godfather, so I guess I can't really talk.
That's a good movie, too.
I need to watch it. Pat Yee says, agree with Geordie Van Vuklis.
I don't know if you'll like it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why I haven't watched it, because I don't think it's my thing.
Sorry, you were saying?
Pat Yee says he agrees with Geordie. Scream was groundbreaking for me due to it just being so meta. Also love
Legit good
Tarantino.
movie.
Yeah. Also love Tarantino and Rodriguez, so Dusk Till Dawn is up there for me, especially how it was looking to be a great drama until darkness hits and then all hell breaks loose.
I
Also,
know.
can Terminator 2 be considered horror? Pretty sure if we look at it from Sarah Connor's point of view, it's pretty horrific.
I think fucking machines coming to get us is fucking horrific.
Yeah, I've always considered Terminator to be like a pseudo-par of the horror genre.
It's almost a creature feature.
Pretty much. I mean, the first one is.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Mark Allen Pilgrim says In the Mouth of Madness. Number 2
Nice.
for that. Lacey Lou says Scream. Lacey Lou says Scream when
Good
her
stuff.
profile picture is her and Nev Campbell.
Yeah, I think she likes it.
Yeah, I heard she's a big fan of the Scream
I think
franchise.
it's a no-fallen answer.
Speaking about Lacey Lou, shout out to Lacey Lou.
Shout out.
She was the reason that I found about the the Saw 7 news.
Oh shit! I thought that was Hoobastank.
What?
The reason.
Oh, okay, yeah. You are singing to yourself right now. You feel proud?
No. No, I don't like that song.
No, did you
I
hear?
don't like the stank.
Did you? Did you hear about? Did you hear about the new Saw 7 news?
No, I have not.
So you know how like everyone quit or got fired.
Yes.
There-
Scream 7? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. What did I say?
Saw.
Oh no, fucking Scream, Ghostface.
Okay. Yeah.
Scary movie.
Okay, that's making more sense now.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, apparently Scream 7 is happening with Nev Campbell returning.
Yeah.
And guess
Yeah.
who's directing? You will not guess it, but it's
Shaggy.
It's cool. Shaggy is in like it wasn't me, or like
Yeah.
Shaggy is in like what's the noise? Scooby-Doo Shaggy. You know what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Oh.
No, fucking Kevin Williamson, the dude who wrote Scream.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
I'm sold. Let's do it.
We'll see.
All right. Kate Pollock. Sexy Kate Pollock says she's got a list here. She's a woman of many choices.
Tim's putting his little reading glasses on.
She goes, Scream, Candyman, Silence of the Lambs, Seven, Copycat, The Craft, Audition, Misery, The Frighteners, Idle Hands, Ringu, and Sleepy Hollow. Those are up the top of my head, but I bet there are loads more. Even though it's not the best, I rate 90s horror. Haters gonna hate.
I fucking love 90s horror.
Wow.
I think I said my answer last week, didn't I?
Probably, I can't remember though.
Anaconda.
Oh, that's right, yeah. I said my answer.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yep.
What is it?
Sure do. Oh, man.
Yeah, you have no fucking clue. It's Misery.
Misery. I said misery.
No, you didn't.
What did I say?
Nothing. You said nothing.
I said Jaws.
Abraham Ram says Silence of the Lambs and Nightbreed. There we go, Nightbreed. And lastly, Thunder Twonk says there's a ton of really good ones.
It's been a while since we've heard from Thunder Twonk.
And it makes you laugh every time.
It does. It's just a funny name.
There are a ton of really good ones and some that broke new ground, but for sheer gory, goofy fun, I'm going to throw Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight into the mix. Fuck
Ooh,
yeah. Sure,
okay.
It's not as deep as Nightbreed or as innovative as Scream or as mind-bending as Event Horizon or even a good sequel like Halloween H2O, but it's a great time from start to finish and I always have fun watching it. Fuck
It was.
yes.
Yeah, dude. I agree.
Demon Knight's I love it. And then the soundtrack,
It's fun.
touch me.
Yeah.
All right, that is it.
They were both good. Those little Crypt Keeper movies we watched.
They were fun, man. Yeah. Corey
Yeah.
Feldman with a 5 o'clock shadow when he's 12. Awesome.
Such a badass.
And then he went on to do fucking music. Have you listened to Corey Feldman's music?
Yeah, I've heard it. Unfortunately.
Me and the wife were just watching like his film clips on YouTube. And I'll say this. As cringy and as cheesy as they fucking are, some of his songs actually have a bit of groove to them, and I don't mind it.
Nah.
It's bad. It's like Rebecca Black, Friday, bad.
Yeah.
But even that song is like, it's kind of catchy, but in the worst possible way. You know?
Yeah, I know.
We're also listening to Friday because my kids love it, and whoever wrote that song is a fucking lyrical genius. Not.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. You borrowed him at the last second? Fuck.
One of the lyrics is, we so excited. Not,
Yeah,
we
well, you've
are,
got to get the right amount of vowels in.
we are so excited. No, we so excited.
I'm sorry, syllables.
Fuck, anyway, enough about
What
Rebecca
about the whole
Black.
verse where they're just picking a seat?
Like she gets a choice. There's already people sitting in there.
I know.
Oh. Anyway, all right, question for next time. And, dude,
These 2008 jokes really fucking hitting.
put your hand up if you want me to play Friday at the end of this episode.
Fucking, yeah, dude.
But I'll do the annoying orange version of it.
Oh, no.
All right.
Nostalgic.
Question for next time, and I'm going off horror for a second. I've got a doozy of a question. This comes to me personally. I want to know, what is the worst injury you've ever had? And the gorier the better, people. Come on, bring it to me. I want to know what fucked up shit happened to you. So, get us on the Facebook group page, Dummies of Horror Super Friends, and you'll see the question there. Write in your answer with all details, and if you've got pictures, feel free to bring them in so I can show Mushroom and make him vomit. Blech. Anyway, that's it. What horrors have you done?
What horrors have you done?
Alright, you big sack of beautiful.
Thanks.
Would you like to go first?
I only have 4, so...
Okay, well, I can go first.
And one of them I know you is the same.
Okay. Alright, well, I'll go first then. I'll go first.
Sure.
I'll start with this, which isn't a horror movie, but it is somewhat horror, and it's a documentary. On Netflix right now, it's called Lover, Stalker, Killer. And this is
I should put that on here.
Yeah.
Because I did watch this.
You don't have to, because it's a documentary, and like...
Are you adding it to your list?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Alright, then I have to add it to my list. Go on.
So in this twisting documentary, a mechanic tries online dating for the first time and meets a woman who takes romantic obsession to a deadly extreme. This is a true crime documentary, and I'm not one that usually does those. I don't really care for true crime.
I am usually.
Yeah, look, everyone seems to love true crime. I'm in the minority here, but this one was pretty good.
My killer's gonna be fake.
Yeah, like I like my killers all burnt up with razor gloves, you know?
Yeah.
Not real people. No, this was pretty good. It was compelling. I was interested in the story. It has twists and turns. I didn't see things happening or coming. But in the end, it is a true crime documentary. So take it for what it is. It's not going to be like my favorite thing of the year. I gave it a 7. So there's that. But yeah.
Yeah, I watched it too. So,
Oh, did you?
I thought it was, a while ago. I didn't count it as horror because it was true crime. But
oh, okay. I mean, it's true horror.
If you're counting it, I'm counting it. So, yeah, it was interesting, and that ending did get me.
Yeah, same
That
here.
ending did get me. So I'm actually going to give it a 7 too, but I'm going to give it a Zim minus.
Yeah, no, I'm there with you. I don't know. True crimes things, they're cool, but like, there's nothing that's like
interesting, but didn't like fucking blow me away.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think it's worth a watch if you were into true crime documentaries on Netflix. Why not? But yeah,
Nice.
I've heard that the other one about don't fuck with cats or something is crazy insane.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is that better than this?
Not if you want. I don't know.
It's just interesting how they caught him.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, look, I can't be fucked. I'd rather watch something fake, like wrestling. Yeah. All right. Do you want me to go again since I pulled out a documentary, or do you want to go? Okay,
I'll go. I watched Stranger in the Woods.
Oh, that's one of my picks too.
Ha ha ha! They might all be.
Okay.
I can't remember. Oh, that's funny. Basically, Olivia and her friends go on a vacation after Olivia nearly drowns with a slit wrist in her bathtub after her fiancé's funeral. Her friends suspect that she tried to kill herself, but she believes someone attacked her, which I did not get at all. Watching the movie, I must have missed that part.
What didn't you get?
I didn't get that she believed that someone attacked her.
Oh, okay.
Does she mention that?
Yes,
In,
like numerous times. A lot, actually.
Oh, okay.
Were
I
you
mean,
playing
I
your
wasn't-
Nintendo Switch again?
I mean, I'm playing my Nintendo Switch and or Steam Deck and or my phone constantly. So maybe I missed it. But,
Okay.
yeah. For me, this is alright. Kind of formulaic. Kind of like really low budget and like meh. I just could have used some more like gore and some more titties or something different, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know what you think.
No, I'm kind of right there with you.
The ending did get me a little. Like it was like, oh, that's something slightly different, but it wasn't exactly what I was expecting. But I pretty much picked it was the dude.
Yes.
Like pretty early on.
Right. See, I didn't pick it at all. The thing about these types of movies, like people go to an Airbnb and there's a creepy person there. I fucking love those types of movies. I don't know
Me
why.
too. It was just weird that it was like his brother, but they were all so weird.
Yeah, exactly. It's his half brother.
And no one was particularly likable.
Not
Like,
really.
I kind of wanted her to die.
Did
You're annoying.
I thought she was hot as fuck though. So
Well, again, you don't even get to see nothing really.
I
Just
know.
when she runs.
She was pretty to
Just
watch.
Knocks herself out with her titties and shit.
Yeah, she's a bigger woman, but I thought she was pretty as fuck. So I don't know. I kind of liked her. But yeah,
That's fair.
I'm kind of the same there with you. It's a creepy, low budget film. It's made decently. It's a decent story, but it's very run of the mill of these stories.
Yeah.
Where people go to an Airbnb or something like that, and there's a creepy person around. I'll leave it at that.
Here's why it didn't. There was a point where it could have got an extra point.
Yep.
With something that I just wanted it to be more gory.
Yeah. No, I get you.
And it wasn't. It was just kind of there.
Yeah. It wasn't really gory at all, eh?
No.
No.
The goriest bits were like food.
Yeah, you're true. I won't say it's not the worst thing I've seen this year though.
No. It's not the worst. It's very middle of the road. As far as a low budget movie, it's decent, but it's not like an indie darling or anything. Like
yes,
but it's also not like an Uncorked.
Yeah, true. So what do you have it out of 10?
6.
Oh, I got it as a 6 too.
Yeah, that's why I saw yours and I was like, oh, cute. Like, it's slightly better than average for what they had to work with.
True that. I will say it's better than the next movie I'm going to bring up.
Sure.
And that is Night Explorers: The Asylum. Did you watch this?
Didn't watch that one. No.
Okay.
Go on.
When a group of urban explorers get the chance of a lifetime to explore one of the world's most haunted asylums, they encounter something truly evil that will not let them leave and will push them to the edge of their sanity. This is nowadays such a run-of-the-mill story where you've got like those fucking YouTubers who like, we're ghost explorers, we're gonna go to the most haunted place in the whole world. Which is just so convenient that the most haunted place in the world lives just like a couple of hours drive from where they are. It's always the same.
What was that really good one?
Deadstream.
The other year. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
That's funny.
I was watching this. Look, Night Explorers: The Asylum, I wasn't a fan of it. But I was watching this and I was thinking, there are so many of these types of movies and there's only 2 that I can think of that are actually decent. And that's Deadstream and... Gonjiam Haunted Asylum.
One?
No, Gonjiam Haunted Asylum.
Okay.
That movie is fucking nuts. That's a good one if you want this type of story. But, so this, I will give this movie credit because this one takes the typical ghost hunters go to a haunted house story, but twists it and does something different with it. And probably won't see it coming. Maybe not.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they don't do the best job with everything else. It's over-the-top acting, the cinematography was jarring, and the score for me just didn't work. I appreciate the story that they tried to tell, but it just wasn't a well-made movie, in my opinion.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. Once again, not the worst movie I've seen this year. I think it's better than Destroy All Neighbors, but that's not saying much. Actually, you know what? Destroy All Neighbors is a better made movie than this,
Oh, okay.
but
Wow.
I just
Positive
hate.
for Destroy All
I
Neighbors.
hated the story in Destroy All Neighbors, and I hated the characters. So, yeah, I gave this a 5, and that's me being generous. So, Night Explorers, The Asylum, nah, not for me.
Okay. I'm keen to watch it.
Okay,
Not
your
really.
next one?
But my next one is Clear Mind.
Oh shit! Okay, you watched it
Can't remember if you watched it this week or last week.
last week.
Last week. Okay. Yeah. So, a grieving woman uses virtual reality therapy to exact revenge on her former friends.
Yes.
This is fine, and basically the problem I have with a lot of horror movies where it just was like really there was a lack of gore, like sort of a lack of tension, and honestly I just wasn't really sure what the rules of everything was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I was just
I
I'm
get that.
like,
I get that.
I'm like, are people, like, what is happening? And it's like, okay, so it's all fake, so it doesn't really matter. And then the end bit happens, and I'm like, so what happened?
Uh
And yeah, I was just like, okay, that's fine.
huh.
And yeah, I fucking, what you said, dude, honestly, I'm reading yours, what
Yeah.
you said. But
Oh,
I'm a little bit more harsh on it. I'm gonna give it a 5. It was just there. There was a good idea in there, but it was just like the characters were unlikable, so I didn't really care. Everyone was kind of a jerk, so I don't really care that they died.
Yeah.
But then they also didn't really die, so why do I care?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, don't give away
I don't know.
spoilers.
sorry. Kidding. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a different movie.
Yeah. It's different. They tried something new, but it didn't work for me. So I'm giving it a 5 out of 10.
That's fair, dude. I will say this, like,
I'll give it a 5.5. It's fine. It's only slightly above middle of the road.
I will say this. After I watched it and reviewed it, I was listening to Scott and Heather on the Friday Nightmares podcast, and they talked about the movie as well. And I'm pretty sure they enjoyed it more than I did, but they had kind of the same feelings that I did. But their discussion on it kind of made me appreciate the film a little bit more.
Okay.
For me, it's not a movie that I'm going to forget. It's not one of those movies. So that's a plus.
Okay.
So I'm going to... I gave it a 6.
I will say the main chick was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, she was pretty creepy at points. You could
Yep.
feel the anger. But everyone else was kind of meh.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I was kind of the same. The black gentleman,
Yes.
the married one, he was great. He was nice.
It was funny.
Yeah, yeah. I gave it a 6, but after listening to Scott and Heather, I think I'm going to bump it up to a 6.5.
Okay.
Just a little bit. So good work, Friday Nightmares. Okay. What have I got next? Oh, you know what? Well, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off right now and talk about it.
No, let's do it.
I really just want to speak about Rob Hungy. You know, our good friend, Robert Humphrey.
I've heard of him. He's a big fan of stuff.
He loves movies. He does.
He just loves movies. He's just a film dude. Like,
Yeah.
just seeing movies just gets him chuffed.
It does. And I've never heard him say a bad word about any movies, including
Yeah,
this
or
one. that I'm gonna
anyone's
talk about.
opinions on movies.
That's right. Lisa Frankenstein. I remember Rob saying he was a big fan of this. This is his number 1 movie of the year, no matter what else
Of
comes
course.
out.
Yeah, he's just like big supporter of Zelda.
Yep.
Was just really excited for this.
He's a big softy by heart.
Yeah, and hey, look, I'm with you too, so we'll dual review it
Okay.
because I watched this motherfucker as well.
All right.
And
So Lisa
Look-
Frankenstein. Yeah.
I just think it probably just appealed to his more sort of feminine side,
Yeah, I agree.
you know.
So in 1989, a misunderstood teenager has a high school crush who just happens to be a handsome corpse. After a set of playfully... Sorry, this review's kind of wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we'll finish it. But
Yeah, okay.
Like,
After a set of playfully horrific circumstances bring him back to life, the two embark on a murderous journey to find love, happiness, and a few missing body parts along the way. Don't really listen to that review, that synopsis, because it's not entirely true. Anyway, so Rob fucking loved this movie, and I'm just
Yeah.
going to say, I'm right up there with Rob. I thought this movie was
You know-
great.
I'm also right up there with Rob.
Yay! Let's all hold hands with Rob and skip around.
Yeah, just in our joy of celebrating movies. But like,
I can imagine
Genuinely.
him raging right now.
even No Fallen, I fucking really liked this movie.
So do I. I had a blast with it.
I
didn't
thought
get-
it was
Yeah.
like, it was beautiful to look at. I thought the story was cute as fuck. I thought Catherine and Cole were like fucking great. They had great chemistry.
Yeah.
I liked that it was just like it just had 80s injected into it, like late 80s, early 90s vibes.
Yeah.
All throughout it, but like with like a just kind of more modern. I mean, like, I hate to say it, but like feminist spin on it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And I really thought it was wonderful, and I fucking loved the ending too. I thought that was so fucking cute.
It was great, and it was a throwback to another certain Frankenstein movie, if you catch my
Okay.
drift. If you think about it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Just quickly, Cole Sprouse, who played the creature.
Yes.
Do you know who Cole Sprouse is?
He's the little kid from
Big
one
Daddy.
of the movies. Yeah.
He's the little fucking kid from Big Daddy with Adam Sandler.
Yeah, and he's
Dude, I was-
Jughead in that Archie show.
Oh, okay.
Riverdale.
I did not fucking... I was, like, watching it, and I always, like, just go on IMDb. Sometimes I'm watching movies.
Where are your phone for when you watch a movie?
What?
That's you.
Okay.
Why are you on your phone? Why are you watching the movie?
I'm researching facts about the movie. I'm
Whatever.
learning about
Whatever.
the movie while watching it. Unlike
Fucking
Mr.
nerd.
Oh, fuck.
You
Mario
fucking
died
nerd.
again.
You fucking nerd. Yeah, well, like, I was trying to jump out of the way of the fucking Goomba.
Anyway, yeah. So, this fucking creature is grown-up fucking Julian from Big Daddy. That blew my mind. I'm like, what the fuck? That looks nothing like him. That's crazy.
Yep.
Like, he was a cute kid, but fuck, he got hot.
Yeah, he did. He was so
Anyway.
hot in this movie.
After watching this, I've realized something about myself. I fucking love horror romantic comedies.
Aww, horror rom-coms.
I do. Fucking spontaneous.
Yep, yep.
Love and Monsters was great.
Amazing.
Shaun of the Dead, you can kind of
Shaun of the
class
Dead.
in there as well.
It's I mean, it was marketed as a horror rom-com. Or
Yeah,
a
yeah,
zombie
yeah.
rom-com.
Zomcom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good time with this. I won't say it's up there with spontaneous, but I really
No,
enjoyed
I don't
this.
think so either.
I love. Yes.
Yeah, go on.
I
I
love
was
the
going to
nods.
score it.
Oh, okay. Let me finish.
Yeah.
I love the nods to the Universal monsters in this. I love the soundtrack in it. A lot of the gore was great. One of the kills was fucking hilarious, and the jokes all made me laugh.
Yeah,
Like when-
I was
when-
laughing non-stop in this movie.
Yeah, when she was talking about the cure,
Yep.
That scene there was
It's
fucking
like
hilarious.
cure for like your pain.
It doesn't make you feel. I mean, it does make you feel good. But that was funny as hell. Yeah,
It's just really good.
I don't get why Rob fucking Hungy didn't like it.
I don't get it either, and I'm looking on IMDb, and
He gave
Not
it
a lot of
1.5
people-
stars.
I know.
What the fuck? Rob's the only person that I've heard say something bad about it. Everyone else seems to either really like it or just say, "Yeah, I enjoyed it," but that's it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Just another one of Rob's favorite movies that I can tease him about. What would you give it out of 10?
I had 8, but I honestly think a 9.
Jesus Christ!
I think it's like weird and quirky enough, and you don't get a lot of movies like this. I was really chuffed with it, man. I actually think I am going to stick with a 9.
Fuck. All right, you gone way higher than me.
Maybe a low 9, like an 8.75. We'll call it. But yeah, I'm gonna err on the side of 9 for this one.
Okay. See, for me, I was tossing up between an 8 and a 7.5. At the moment, I've got it at a 7.5. But I think
I definitely think this will be in my top 10.
I think it's going to be in my top 31, depending how this year pans out. But I'm going to rewatch it, and it could go higher.
Yeah.
But either way, Lisa Frankenstein is a hit for this year. Finally, we get to see a good fucking new release movie.
I know. Finally.
I've got 2
After
more.
Destroy All Neighbors.
Yeah. I've got 2 more good new release movies that I can talk about.
I've got one more good new release movie, so I wonder if it's one of them.
Okay, well, you go next.
Alright. Right after that, I watched The Seeding.
Oh, shit. Okay. I also watched The Seeding.
I wasn't ready to talk about The Seeding, so give me a hot second.
Well, do you want me to talk
Okay.
about this?
Okay. When a hiker gets lost in the desert, a gang of feral children, fucking fez, propelled by haunting legacies? Okay. Traps him in a sadistic battle for survival with a frightening endgame.
Yeah. All right, your thoughts?
First movie of this year that actually scared me.
What, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Elaborate.
Let me double check my list, but this one, that, like, maybe because I was watching it like in the dark and fucking like like as far as movies this year,
Yeah.
I think so.
What scared you? What made you scared?
It was just creepy, like all the imagery and being stuck in a fucking hole is terrifying to me.
I mean, you live in Sydney.
Like, yeah, and that's why I just stay the fuck away from Dapto. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get stuck there.
Well played. Well played.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. But yeah, that shit's terrifying to me.
Yeah, okay.
And it was creepily filmed. Everything looked disgusting. Everything looked painful. There was like a good amount of gore. And yeah, it was just, the soundtrack was creepy. I know it's like kind of like, it felt a little bit tropey. Some of it like a little A24-y here and there.
Yeah.
But it got me. It gave me the little fucking goosebumpies, you know?
Nice.
So, I'll give it fucking mad props for that. Because there's not a lot of horror that does that these days.
No, yeah, it's rare. For most people, like, we watch the amount of horrors that we do, it's hard to get scared.
Yeah.
Yep. So what would you give it
Like,
out of 10?
This
Yeah.
one, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
Dude, nice.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Like the imagery, I wanted to know, like, The other thing too that like is like the mark of a good movie for me was I was like, the fuck is happening? And I want to know more. And like you do find out more, but it
Yep.
still leaves you wanting even more.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel like it was confusing in a purposefully confusing way, if that makes sense. Like, but yeah, it was fairly simple in what it was. But I liked all the lore. I want to know more about this weird fucking group.
Yeah, no, I get that too. I do.
I want to know more. I want to see the seeding to the resewing. Like, yeah, it was cool. And if they never like, it's one that like, I feel like if I was a little kid, like if I was like 12 or something and watched this, I'd have nightmares. Like,
Wow. Okay.
it just got me for some reason.
That's cool. That's what you want.
Yeah. So,
I also watched this too, and
nice.
I watched three movies that I watched are like kind of on par with best of the year so far.
Yeah.
This one, Lisa Frankenstein, the next one I'll talk about, but this one is probably number 3 out of all those.
Yeah, okay.
My least, but not by anything. I will agree that this movie is very well made. Great cinematography, awesome sound develop, and the story really worked. It is a slow burn story, but that ending, fuck, just came from out of nowhere. And then when you finally figure out, or you, it's revealed what is happening in this movie, it's like, whoa, that's nuts. But no, I really enjoyed it. I just don't know how it would do with a rewatch.
Yeah, now that I sort of know what it is.
Exactly.
But it might be one of those fun movies where you're like trying to look for the clues sort of shit.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I had a really good time watching it. I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's one of the better. It's definitely one of the better ones to come out so far. But yeah, the seating, man, fucking yeah,
it was
well
good.
done.
It was a good time.
Have you got any more to talk about?
That is me done.
Okay. I've got a few more to talk about. Okay. So I'll leave my favourite till last, but I'll talk about this next one. This is Amelia's Children from 2024. The story of this is when Edward's search for his biological family leads him and his girlfriend Riley to a magnificent villa high in the mountains of northern Portugal. He is full of excitement at meeting his long-lost mother and twin brother. Finally, he will discover who he is and where he came from. But nothing is as it seems, and Edward will soon learn that he is linked to them by a monstrous secret. I can see a lot of people really digging this movie. And this is a film that the makers should be proud of. It's put together well, but the story didn't really hit for me. The cold open happens, and it kind of had me guessing as to what was going on, and I had a few theories, but nothing happened. Like it didn't turn out what I was thinking. It turned into something I was completely not thinking, and I didn't know if I really liked that. Where it went.
Vague.
Am I making so much? I'm making fucking no sense.
No
at all.
sense
Yeah.
whatsoever. But that's fine. You don't want to spoil it. So.
Yeah, exactly. This is another slow burn movie that has a twist at the end, and when you find it's much like The Seeding, so you might actually like this movie. I just didn't really hit me as much as I wanted it to. It does feature some creepy moments. I will say that it does.
Okay.
But there, after finishing it, I was left with a lot of questions that were unanswered. So, I don't know. Amelia's Children, I gave it a 6 out of 10. Not a movie I'd watch again. I'll bring this one to the table. It's not a horror, but it has some freaky, creepy, scary moments in it. And that is Netflix's newest film, Spaceman, starring Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So during a research mission,
So
an astro...
not going on your list or anything.
Okay.
No, is that what you're saying?
No, no, it's not. It's going on my non-horrors.
Okay.
Although,
Cool.
I wouldn't disagree if someone put it in their horror list, depending why. I'll tell you why in a second, anyway.
Okay. Sorry,
During a research
go for it.
mission, an astronaut discovers that his marriage is in trouble. Luckily, he has the help of a mysterious creature hidden in his ship. So this stars Adam Sandler. This is not a comedy in the slightest.
Okay.
It's a drama starring Adam Sandler and Paul Dano, who voices the creature. And I'm just going to go out and say what the creature is right now because it doesn't spoil the movie. It's in the trailer anyway. It's a ginormous spider. Like a huge,
that's cool.
a huge huntsman spider. So if you are arachnophobic, if you have a fear of spiders, then this may get under your skin. This is why if you put it in your horror list, I totally understand. But the story is not horrific at all. It has nothing to do with horror. And I finished this movie with a dumb look on my face. I don't really understand what I watched. I do appreciate how different of a film it was compared to Adam Sandler's usual efforts.
Mm-hmm.
The spider character is charming yet horrifying sometimes because it's a fucking huge spider. But it's the best part of the movie. I don't know how I feel about this one. I had a hard time understanding what the message was, and when I figured it out, I wasn't really impressed with the overall story. This one is getting good reviews, though. So I think it's worth a watch. Well, when I say good reviews, it's either good or bad. For me, it's just a middle-of-the-road movie. I give it a 6 because it was well made, but I didn't understand the story at all.
Okay.
And call me dumb, I'll call myself dumb, but yeah, that's just me. And the second last one I'll bring to the table because I'll this one I gotta bring one more non-horror to the table because for reasons. This one here is on par with my favorite movie of the year so far, and this is called Out of Darkness. So
sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah. In the old Stone Age, a desperate gang of early humans band together in search of a new land, but when they suspect a malevolent, mystical being is hunting them down, the clan are forced to confront a danger they never envisioned. So yeah, this is a period piece. This is a movie set back in like the fucking caveman era.
Age?
Yeah, Stone Age. What did they call back then? Homo erectus or something like that?
Like Neanderthals and shit?
No, like after Neanderthals.
Oh, yeah, I guess
So
so.
after cavemen, but not us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early us.
Yeah, pretty much. So this is a movie about that. Okay, first things first. If you've seen the trailer to this movie and haven't seen the movie yet, forget the trailer. And anyone else out there, do not watch the trailer to this movie because you will... The trailer leads you in this path that will disappoint you.
Okay.
Right? I wanted to know that do not watch the trailer to this movie because you'll
Just
probably be
makes it
disappointed.
Look like something that it's not.
Exactly. Yeah, okay, let me say this. What was that movie that came out a few years ago starring Joel Edgerton? There's something in the... Oh, fuck, what was it called? And everyone's like, it's a creature feature movie. Now I've got to search it up.
I think I sort of roughly remember.
Oh, it was a big movie that came out. Fuck. Give me a second. Oh, It Comes at Night.
Yeah,
Did you-
and you never really see it, sort of a thing, right?
Yes. So the trailer leads you, in that movie, the trailer leads you to believe that this is a creature feature and get ready for it, right? But there's never a creature to be seen. This is somewhat similar.
Okay.
Somewhat. And I won't say that you don't see anything, but it's not what you expect.
Okay.
But in saying that, I don't understand the hate that this film is getting. It's shot masterfully. The cinematography is gorgeous in this movie. The sound design, holy fuck. The sound design in this movie is incredible. The score is so good. The actual sound effects of this movie are just make the movie. The acting is great. They made up their own language, so it is subtitled, this movie, so be prepared.
Okay.
But they make up their own language, and I think it works really well. I guess that leaves the story. For the most part, I really enjoyed this story. Now, there are some things that you could nitpick with costumes and things like that, and haircuts, because you think back in those times, like, all these characters had their heads, like, cut.
Short.
Yeah. So you could nitpick things like that, but I looked beyond that. This story worked for me, man. I gave it a 7.5 as well. This one is one that I want to rewatch. It's up there with Lisa Frankenstein. I really enjoyed it. But
What's the hate?
I can't say.
Okay.
Yeah, it leads to spoilers. But go into this movie as blind as you can, and I think you'll have a good time.
Okay.
And to people out there that didn't like it, talk to me. Tell me why, because I'll know why, but I'll fight you on it. But yeah, Out of Darkness, fucking good movie. And the last one I'll bring up, which is not a horror movie, but I want to bitch about something, so I'll talk about the new Mean Girls movie.
The musical?
Yep, the musical Mean Girls. I don't understand why this was made. It has the skeletons of the original. I mean, we've all seen the original Mean Girls. It's fucking great.
We have, yeah, it's great.
It's awesome, that movie. I did a double feature. I watched the original Mean Girls and then the new Mean Girls. The original Mean Girls is like a 9.5 to 10 out of 10 for me. I love it. I think it's fucking great.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay, that's high.
This one's a 3 out of 10.
Dang.
I hated this movie.
You didn't
It's
like it,
horrible.
huh?
No. It's literally filled with the exact same jokes, but poorly delivered. The musical songs do not hit at all. And they don't let the story breathe. At all. Like, at all. Holy shit. All these scenes are rushed just to get to the next scene.
Got it.
And it's like the makers were like, oh shit, look at the time. We gotta hurry up, girls, hurry up. Yeah, this one sucked. I did not like it at all. Don't watch it. The TikTok generation is horrible.
Take that, young kids.
Yeah, young whippersnappers.
You
That's
little
it, dude.
shits.
That's it. That's all I'm going to talk about for new
Fair
release
enough.
movies. Whew,
Nice.
that was a fucking
lot.
lot. Yeah.
No, you need to break
So-
your back more often.
Hip. Groin.
Oh, hip.
Sorry, groin.
Sorry, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go and watch
man.
Out of Darkness. I really want to know your opinions.
Okay.
Do it.
Is it
Alright.
horror?
Yeah, dude.
Is it horror? Sweet, okay.
I mean, yeah, I think it is. I don't know what else you'd put it as. So, it's definitely not comedy. It's not a musical. Although a Stone Age musical would be funny.
That'd be funny.
It would. I just killed this woolly mammoth.
Yeah, perfect. Let's get someone else to write it, though. Like, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. It is that time where we discuss the decades of horror in feature presentation. Are you tired of being naked? Then wear shirts with our faces on them. Go to our Facebook group page, Dummies of Horror Super Friends, and there you'll see the Redbubble link. Click on it and you can buy anything with our faces on it. Shirts, phone cases, clocks, anything you want with our faces on them. Because what the world needs is merchandise with our faces on them.
And now for our feature presentation.
Here we are with another Decades of Horror episode. This time we're doing the 1940s versus the 2010s. Two very, very different decades. We're going to start with the 1940s first, talk about that, and then we'll go to the 2010s, and then we'll fight about it at the end. So, with that being said, cue the music. Here is the 1940s.
Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms. and the autumn moon is bright.
Hey, Doc. What are you going to do to me?
I'm going to write you into medical history.
And out of their West Indian island comes a tale of terror and voodoo, of witchcraft and zombies, and all the weird black magic that the white man seldom sees.
Count Dracula sleeps in this coffin, but rises every night at sunset. Chick is right. This is awful silly stuff.
The vampire can assume very many different forms at will. Sometimes it appears as a bat, sometimes as a small cloud of swirling vapor.
Unless I'm mistaken, a mummy was buried here.
You killed the wolf.
Well, there's no crime in that, is there?
The wolf was Bela.
You think I don't know the difference between a wolf and a man?
Bela became a wolf, and you killed him. A werewolf can be killed only with a silver bullet, or a silver knife, or a stick with a silver handle.
Horror movies from the 1940s are often overlooked and critically underappreciated for two main reasons. They are compared unfavorably to the horror films from the 30s, especially the landmark 1931 movies Dracula starring Bela Lugosi and Frankenstein with Boris Karloff. Since both characters appear multiple times in sequels throughout the 40s, the sequels are deemed to be uninspired carbon copies. Oh, I'll disagree with that.
Yeah.
What was considered a horror film back then had a much broader definition than what constitutes a horror film now. Although it's true that there were Dracula and Frankenstein spin-offs during the 40s, the two primary monster characters shifted to the Wolfman and the Mummy. Although both also appeared as monsters in the 30s, the obscure 1935 movie Werewolf in London and the 1932's The Mummy, starring Boris Karloff, it wasn't until 1941 that Lon Chaney Jr. would claim film werewolves for himself with the Wolfman. When Lugosi first appeared as Dracula, and Karloff first appeared as Frankenstein, the concept of a horror movie didn't even exist. These films were seen as cinematic adaptations of theatrical and literary success. With the concept of film horror finally gained traction in the 40s, it had a much more wide-ranging definition than it does now. It embraced mystery, psychological, drama, paranoid women films, Sherlock Holmes whodunits, and what is now known as film noir, which in French means dark film. Back then, horror signified eternal disorientations as much as it did external threats, and even external atmospheric conditions such as fog or dark shadows pointed back to this inner malaise. Many such films would go on to carve out their own genres, but in the 1940s they were all classified horror. So, let's talk 1940s horror.
Let's.
So I did 3. How many did you do?
Also did 3.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Alrighty, baby. Go for it.
I watched first The Body Snatcher from 1945.
I fucking knew you would. I knew you'd watch this movie.
Why? Why'd you know that?
Because you've watched every Body Snatcher from every decade.
Yeah, I kind of had to keep it up.
Okay.
However, this one isn't part of that. This is just a movie about a man who snatches bodies.
Oh, okay.
It's a movie about a grave robber. Anyway, Body Snatcher 1945, Edinburgh 1831. Among those who undertake the illegal trade of grave robbery is Gray, ostensibly a cab driver. Formerly a medical student convicted of grave robbery, Gray holds a grudge against Dr. McFarlane, who escaped detection and punishment.
Ba-bum.
Bum-bum. Look, all in all, it is a 40s movie, so it's not going to be the most exciting thing. But it's got Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi, so it's like off to a good start.
Yeah.
And they're kind of the main two dudes. And you know what? They're really good actors for back then.
They are.
They're really engaging, and it's like the dialogue, although aged, is interestingly delivered, and I actually gave this one a 7 because I didn't absolutely hate it. Like a lot of the other ones where I'm just like so bored to fucking shit. Look, it's a lot of talking.
Yep.
But because Boris and Bela Lugosi are so engaging and interesting, it's like it was still kind of alright. And then, honestly, the reason I got it like a 7 is the last 5 minutes genuinely pretty creepy, and they have like it's a really cool sort of final act. I'll put it that way.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, I actually quite enjoyed it for a 40s movie. So, yeah.
The Body Snatcher.
Hmm?
What year was that?
45.
Oh, okay. Nice. Cool, man. All right. Well, I'm going to double up on 1945.
Sure.
With a movie called Dead of Night.
Oh, okay.
So the story of this is architect Walter Craig, seeking the possibility of some work at a country farmhouse, soon finds himself once again stuck in his reoccurring nightmare. Dreading the end of the dream that he knows is coming, he must first listen to all the assembled guests' own bizarre tales. Yeah, this is an anthology film.
Okay, like is it like one of the first anthology films?
I didn't do that much work, but
okay.
Yeah, it'd definitely be up there.
It's an early one.
Yeah.
We could say that safely.
But, yeah, okay, so an anthology film featured around different characters who all have different experiences in the supernatural.
Okay, this might actually be, like, pretty interesting, because even if one is shit, you're on to the next one pretty quickly.
Uh-huh. The good thing is I enjoyed all these stories.
Mad.
Which is fucking rare. You don't get that much.
No.
For me,
it's not VHS 99.
I can't remember. They all
whatever the good one was.
Viral. Oh, no, Viral sucked. VHS 2. Anyway, this film worked in many ways. Usually with anthology films, you have some stories that don't work, but I enjoyed every single story in this, even the wraparound, which connects it all, and it was actually really well done and creepy. I've noticed...
It's fun to see even back then they had a wraparound.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? When I was watching these 40s movies, it occurred to me, and this goes back to like the 30s, the maybe not the 20s, but the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, that most characters don't have facial hair.
No, everyone's all clean shaven.
Yeah.
The only times they have facial hair is if they're like homeless or
yeah, or they're like
or like nasty. You nasty beardy boy.
It's weird, eh? It's like, is facial hair considered bad? I guess so.
Yeah.
The acting
That's
was...
how I keep my bad boy aesthetic.
You're like the least thing from a bad boy.
Nah, I'm real naughty, you naughty boy, man.
The acting in this movie was strong, and the film was made to the best of their abilities. Really, the only negative I can give this is maybe the runtime was a tad too long. It was 103 minutes, which doesn't sound like long, but...
This is when, like, the 30s movies started getting longer. That's why, like, honestly, 40s. I think the 30s was sort of one of my more favorite of all of these decades, because they were pretty short.
Well, I'll talk about a movie that went for an hour in a second.
Sure.
But yeah, Dead of Night, man, I actually really enjoyed this. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah, for an anthology film. And then the ending happened, and you're like, oh, that's cool. I like how they did that. Well done. So, Dead of Night from 1945.
Okay. Alright, let's talk about your last one together.
Oh, did you watch that too?
A nurse in the Caribbean turns to voodoo in hopes of curing her patient. A mindless woman whose husband she's fallen in love with.
What's the name of the movie?
I Walked with a Zombie from 1943.
Yeah. Now the dead ain't got a lot of love, and I got one walking by myself. I watched this movie last night. And then after I watched it, because this movie only goes for 69 minutes, 69,
Nice.
I then went and watched Wednesday 13's entire Bloodstock set. from 2018.
Nice. That
Because-
would have been way more entertaining.
Okay, so I think we're on par together. Let's talk about this movie.
Okay, zombie movie this isn't. This is no Night of the Living Dead.
This is Zombie, Voodoo Zombie.
Yeah. Fuck, I was bored.
Yep.
Sure is a lot of like, oh, Mr. Blah, 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 blah. Well, you can see there, racist things. That's about it. Oh, I-Man.
This movie has such a small script.
It didn't get good till it got to like the islandy bit.
Like the last 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, and then it was okay.
Yeah, I'll agree. Look, it has some genuinely kind of scary, like under the skin moments. Like one scene that was like, oh, it's kind of creepy, I guess. But yeah, that scene. But yeah, this movie is so filled with just filler. Like just characters talking about stuff that has nothing to do with the rest of the movie, and I don't really understand why it was in it. It's a 69-minute movie. So 110 minutes.
A short film.
Yeah, honestly, it could have. I don't really understand what the point of this movie was.
And then, even then, at the end, I don't know what the fuck was happening. Just looked cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? Yeah. The one where, like, someone walks into the water.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
And then there was, like, little statues and shit, but they don't explain it. And then there was, like, rituals, and they don't explain it. And then the zombies were barely zombies.
Yeah. No, look, I gave this movie a 6, but after thinking about it and talking to you about it, I can give it a 5. A 4
I'm giving it a
for
4.
you.
I don't like it. It was boring.
Yeah.
I was bummed out because the having a Wednesday 13 song named after it, I expected better.
You know what's funny, man? The Wednesday 13 song, I watched the film clip last night, and the film clip, because I remember the film clip
That's
had
probably
like...
more entertaining than...
Well, no, the film clip, I remember it had like snippets of a zombie movie in it, and I'm like, okay, it's what I walked with a zombie. It's not. It's Night of the Living Dead.
So it's just, he heard the title or saw the title in a fucking store or something.
Yeah. I'm guessing he knows of the
Makes
movie. He's like,
sense.
but that movie's boring, but I do like the title.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you know he's a grandfather now?
That's a trip.
His daughter's hot.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, I agree. I walked with a zombie. Not a fan of it.
Alright. Sorry to steal your last one.
No, that's fine. I can talk about the next one.
Alright. You got another one?
Yeah, I got one more.
Cool.
Alright, so this next one I'm going to talk about, this one was brought to my attention by Geordie Van Vuklis. He recommended this movie, and this is The Uninvited. So a brother and sister move into an old seaside house that has been abandoned for many years on the Cornwallian coast, only to soon discover that it's haunted by the ghost of a mother... It's haunted by the ghost of the mother of their neighbour's granddaughter, with whom the brother has fallen in love.
Okay, yeah, sure, that makes sense.
It makes more sense. Yeah. It's funny because I appreciated this film. I'm just looking at my review right now, and I gave this movie a 5.5 out of 10. Which is funny because I enjoyed this much more than I walked with a zombie, and I don't know why my scores are so different.
I'll give it a 6.
I didn't love this movie.
Okay.
This is another movie that I just felt it dragged along, and it didn't really know what it was. Like, first it's a romance movie, then a ghost story, then it had comedy moments in it that seemed kind of forced in. The story is decent, yet it kind of overstayed its welcome at times, and the twist at the end, it was cool, but I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. You do see a ghost in this movie.
Ooh.
And for 1940's Ghost, I got to give it credit, man. It was actually pretty impressive. I do like the way they made the ghost look, especially for the time. So I will give this a higher score than what I've got it marked down here. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Overall, it's not a movie I'll return to. Sorry, Geordie, I don't know, maybe I just wasn't in the right mood. I was in a lot of pain while watching this movie, so yeah. That's The Uninvited from 1944.
My last movie is from 1948, and it features two hapless freight handlers who find themselves encountering Dracula, the Frankenstein monster, and the Wolfman. This is
my favorite movie of the 40s.
And Lou Costello meet Frankenstein.
Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. If you're going to ask me what's my favorite movie of the 40s, this one, hands down.
Really?
I fucking love this movie, man. It's so funny.
Oh, man. I was like... so...
You get fucked.
Excited to actually watch a 1940s movie that was like genuinely good. This fucking felt like a Looney Tunes ass cartoon. This
fucked.
Was schlocky and quippy, and it just was fucking hilarious, and I couldn't stop laughing, and I was just having like such a good fucking time. I was like, I can't believe this made the 30s. I'm like gonna cry. Like, this was so silly and dumb and just right up my alley. And look, it's not a horror movie. It's like, this is what like Looney Tunes was. This is what like Scooby-Doo is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like this is just like Scooby and Shag. It's like there's a straight man and a funny man and like just in a wacky situation out of their depth.
Yeah.
And it was great. And the line that it was fucking, I was laughing so fucking much. What a fucking funny movie. These guys are great. I get it. I get it.
You fucking worried me for a second. You threw me for a loop.
I thought I did.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, this
movie's so
motherfucker's
good.
a 9 out of 10.
Fuck
What
yes.
a fucking good movie.
It is. It's one of the
I
best.
was stoked. I was like, this is the last one I watched, and I was just like, oh my god, there's like, I would, of all, like, look, I might throw in some of the OG Universal monster movies again just for, like, because they're cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But I'd throw this one on again in a heartbeat. This is funny. I want to watch all the Albert Costello ones.
I've tried to find this, like, in physical copy, and I've come across it once in Newtown, but it was like
find it.
Yeah, it was like $60, and I'm like, oh, and it was a DVD, it wasn't a Blu-ray or anything, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I can't. But yeah, I'd love to own this one.
Yeah.
It's
a
so
good
fucking
time.
funny. Yeah. This is like up there with like What We Do in the Shadows for funniest comedy horror, in my opinion.
You're probably more likely to get it in like a box set or something.
Probably, yeah, I think so. And like, I've never seen any of the other Abbott and Costello movies. Like, they do one with the Mummy, they do one with the Invisible Man. And I just
Like, it shows up at the end and he's like, "Meh." He's got
Yeah.
a cigarette.
Yeah. And I'm like, I should watch the Invisible, because I love the Invisible Man, but I just haven't, I don't know, I just never come across it to watch it, so. Yeah. But yeah, no, this one is fucking great. It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you watched this.
It was like the Avengers of the fucking Universal Monsters days.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking about Universal Monsters, the 40s is kind of like a continuation of the 30s with the Universal Monsters. Like, you have the Wolfman, which is... Sorry, just a complete random tangent right now, but the Wolfman, me and my wife, like, tonight, were just chilling for, like, 10 minutes while the kids had a shower, and we came across our wedding video. So we chucked it on. We're just like laughing about how fat we were back then. And There was something that happened in the wedding that I completely forgot.
Yeah.
When we were planning our wedding, the fucking marriage person, what are they called? Celebrant?
Yeah.
We were planning, like, our vows and everything like that. I had no fucking clue. I'm like, do I just write my own vows? And she's like, yeah. She goes, you can also write a poem if you like, and I'll read it. And I had no interest in writing a poem because I thought that's lame. But then I'm like, how funny would it be if I got the woman...
Give her some lyrics or something?
No. Well, I gave her the poem to the Wolfman. Just because I thought it would be funny for her to say the poem for the Wolfman in our wedding.
Yeah.
And she did, but she spun it into, like, how I'm the Wolfman and I'm a protector of the family.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was laughing so much at the wedding because I'm like, no one gets that this is a fucking joke. I'm the only one here that knows, like, I only did this
best.
to talk about the Wolfman. And everyone else is probably just like, oh, okay, this is weird. But yeah, the Wolfman, you said Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. House of Dracula was another one. House of Frankenstein. Son of Dracula, The Mummy's Hand, The Mummy's Curse. Yeah, the 40s, like, was just a continuation of the Universal Monsters. So for that alone, I give the 40s much credit because I love the Universal Monsters.
Yeah, me too.
Other movies that came out in the 40s, we had Cat People, The Leopard Man, Sherlock Holmes and the Spider Woman, Gaslight, Dark Waters, Woman in the Windows, Spellbound, House of Horror. Yeah. So there were a few movies, and if you're asking how many horror movies that came out in the 40s, according to Wikipedia...
How many horror movies that came out in the 40s, according to Wikipedia?
85.
Okay.
85. But I mean, once again, it's on Wikipedia, so take that with a grain of salt. But yeah. I don't think the 40s is as bad as, like, the 20s. I think I appreciate the 40s more than the 50s. I do.
I don't know. I think I'm like... Of those ones, I'm like 30s, 50s, 40s, 20s.
Yeah, okay.
For me. But I like all the sci-fi-ness of the 50s movies.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. All right, well, let's talk about the 2010s.
Sure.
Let's do it. Cue the music.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is gonna be a good day.
What are you guys? Well, we've been called ghost hunters, paranormal researchers.
But we prefer to be known simply as Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Time to float.
You're so loud, you pathetic fuck!
When you're a vampire, you become very sexy.
Saw your friend out there. He must be allergic to bees or something because he was running like a bat out of hell.
We're here to investigate a patient that killed 3 innocent teenagers on Halloween in 1978.
All I do is worry and slave and defend you. And all I get back is that fucking face on your face.
It's been like this the whole time, Deacon on dishes, and it still hasn't moved in 5 years. You're a cool guy, but you're not pulling your weight in the flat.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that I'm cool.
No, that's not the point, though.
Yeah,
You're missing
I
the
know.
point.
Not a flat meeting about how cool you are.
So, the 2010s, 2010s horror movies reflected a renewed focus on religious horror. The Last Exorcism, The Conjuring, etc., etc. No one felt safe after the Great Recession, even in their own homes. Cue a wave of movies about infections, It Follows, home invasions and domestic monsters like The Babadook. Weird cannibal families also made a comeback. We Are What We Are, as did stories about young couples buying a suspiciously cheap house and then discovering something gross about its previous or still current occupants. Get Out and Us poked at major racial fault lines running through our society, and folk horror harked back to the 1960s and 70s. Also, finally, women directors broke into the mainstream, offering a fresh female perspective on gynecological
Gynecological?
Yeah, that's the fucking word. Movies like Prevenge, American Mary, and In My Skin, all raw. It's too soon, though, to reflect on historical trends for most of this recent decade, while we still wait for the dust to settle. So I couldn't really go into too much deep analysis on the 2010s.
Sure.
But we did watch some movies from the 2010s.
We did.
Now, just quickly, 2010s, out of all the decades we've done so far, is the decade that I'm most familiar with, because like we started the podcast in the 2010s. I've watched a lot from the 2010s. So I took a different approach to the movies that I watched. I tried to find hidden gem horrors from the 2010s that I've never heard of, or never seen. So with that being said,
same.
Oh, did you?
In a way. Well,
Okay.
ones that I've never seen. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, I try to find movies that I've never heard anyone speak about. So I'm going to start, if that's cool.
Okay. I have one that might be like that.
Cool. All right. I'm going to start with a movie that's on Tubi right now. You can watch this movie. It is a Russian movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Russian. Anyway, it's called Shopping Tour. And this is from 2012, Shopping Tour. A group of Russian tourists go on a shopping spree to their neighbouring Finland, only to be attacked by Finnish cannibals. We focus on a middle-aged woman and her teenage son who is shooting the film. It's a found footage film. And as we watch it on his cell phone.
Oh, you should play the found footage theme music.
No.
Did you have one?
So I do see that Scott Crawford watched this movie, and we have the same score.
Nice.
This is a found footage movie about cannibals.
Sounds right up your alley.
Kind of also works in the zombie subgenre as well, but it's not zombies, it's cannibals. This was a unique story that worked pretty well for the most part, although I could have used some more gore in this movie. The found footage, though, it can get a little over the top with the shakiness, yeah. And I think the story could have been better as a normal cinematic film, to be perfectly honest. I didn't really rate the found footageness of this film. But overall, man, I had a good time with this movie. It only has a runtime of 70 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So,
Really short.
Yeah, for a 2012 movie, which is random. But no, this is one that I've never heard anyone speak about. Maybe I have. Maybe I just not paid attention. But yeah, Shopping Tour. It's on Tubi right now. You can watch it for free.
Nice.
It's pretty good. It's nothing great. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I don't know if I'd rewatch it anytime soon, but yeah, not bad. So far,
cool.
1 for 3.
Alright. I'm going to talk about one that I probably should have watched earlier, but I just never got around to it. From 2010, a family discovers that dark spirits have invaded their home after their son inexplicably falls into an endless sleep. When they reach out to a professional for help, they learn that things are a lot more personal than they thought.
Insidious.
Yeah. So I like doing it backwards and having you guess it. It's my new game.
Right. So you finally watched Insidious.
I finally watched Insidious, and it was decent.
Oh, okay. Just decent.
Look, yeah, I don't know. It didn't blow me away or anything. Like, it was creepy and stuff, but maybe I had to watch it 14 years ago to really get it.
Yeah.
I feel like this would have been really good at the movies with, like, no distractions and all the lights out and all that kind of stuff. But even then, it was kind of like, I don't know, like, Conjuring feels like a bit of this type of movie.
Yeah. I mean, they're directed by the same dude, so.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's James Wan, right?
James Wan, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm still giving it a 7. So I really did enjoy it, but
You were expecting more, weren't you?
Yeah, maybe I had my expectations too high or something.
Yeah, I get it.
Like the creepy stuff was creepy, the jump scares were jumpy, but it was just another... At this point, I've seen so many of these kind of movies.
Yep.
So I guess this being a pioneer of its time was good back then.
Yep.
But now I've seen a lot of this stuff where it's just like, oh, there's someone standing there. Oh, there's fucking, they close the mirror, there's someone behind you. Like, all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, good. I like Rose Byrne. I like the dude. I don't quite understand the story and all the telepathy stuff and all that shit, but sure. It was good. It was good.
Nice, man. I haven't seen it for a number of years, so
I'm not like, oh, now I need to watch Insidious 2 to 5.
Yeah. I mean, they don't. The first 3 are cool. Number 4, I fell asleep and I don't think I ever finished it, or maybe I did and I just don't remember it. And the last one, did you watch The Red Door?
Nah, I never ended up watching it because I haven't seen the other ones.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't understand what's happening then.
No.
So, yeah, nice, man. Insidious, you're finally up to date. Well, not
Yay.
really. But...
Well, I watched the first one. I finally cracked my Insidious cherry.
There we go. All right, next film on my list for hidden horror for the 2010s. I came across a werewolf movie that I've never heard of before. It's called Game of Werewolves. This is another...
Okay.
This is another subtitled movie. I don't remember what country it's from, so apologies. So the story is, after 15 years, Thomas, a not very successful writer, comes back to the village of Galicia, where his family comes from. Aga, I don't know. Apparently to get an award. But he doesn't know the real reason why he is there. To end an old curse that has been haunting the village for the last 100 years. Dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
This is a comedy horror, so be prepared that it is a werewolf comedy horror with subtitles.
Sounds up your alley.
I like my werewolves with no comedy, or like very, very little. But this was an enjoyable werewolf film, which is nice to say, since I haven't seen a good werewolf film in a long time. And as a comedy horror film, I never laughed out loud, but I did have a smile on my face with certain jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the werewolf
transformation
effects and transformations. This is one of the better ones I've seen. And
nice.
The wolf itself looks decent. Fucking all practical effects. This isn't your typical werewolf film where it's an actor with a little bit of fur on their cheek and fangs. No, this is like fucking Benicio del Toro in The Wolfman from 2010.
Oh shit, okay.
This is full werewolf transformation style. And there are a lot of werewolves in this movie. A lot. I honestly could have gone with some more gore and better kills. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I wanted the film to take itself more seriously, but I did enjoy this movie. I had a good time with it, and I think that if you are someone that is on the search for a werewolf movie, this is one of the better ones. Which isn't saying much because there aren't many good werewolf movies out there. But no, Game of Werewolves, I had a good time. It's from 2011. Good luck finding it. I had to search the bowels of the internet to get this one. But, yeah, if you have access to it, go for it, man. Game of Werewolves from 2011. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Nice. Speaking of bowels, from 2013, a horror comedy centered on a guy who learns his unusual stomach problems are being caused by a demon living in his intestines.
Ooh, you got me.
Do you know what this is?
Nothing's coming to mind.
This is a movie called Bad Milo.
I've never seen this movie.
This is a heavy horror comedy movie.
Okay.
So, You are hit and miss with your comedy horror stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would find this hilarious or horrible.
Okay.
I feel my gut tells me that you'd like it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
All right. I'm intrigued. I think I own it, actually.
I will say, I fucking loved it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really funny. I love Ken Marino, who's the main star of it.
Right.
Gillian Jacobs is also in it. She's from Community. She's kind of a bit meh in this, to be honest. But, like, everybody else in this movie is pretty fucking good. It's got Stephen Root, who's like... Do you know him, yeah?
No. I just laughing at his name.
He's like Root. The weird dude from Office Space. Did you ever watch True Blood?
Like a season.
Oh, okay. He's the old creepy guy in True Blood.
Yeah, I don't remember.
If you saw his face, you'd know him. Right. It's got what's his face? Nope, not him. The creepy tall dude. I can't remember his fucking name. He was he's that guy that talks with a really weird accent.
That narrows it down. I don't know.
I know. I'm like just trying to get it.
I wouldn't have a clue.
I'm opening up all these fucking tabs. But it's just really funny. It like, and the actual monster is adorable. Like, I really like it.
I've seen the cover of this movie. I'm pretty sure I own it. Maybe I don't, but yeah. I know what the monster looks like.
Yeah, it's a fucking great looking monster.
So, yeah.
I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's really funny. And it's really gory as well.
Is it? Okay, maybe I do have to check this one out. What year is it from?
Oh, maybe not super gory. 2013.
Oh, okay.
But bloodier. It's bloodier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, okay. Bloodier than 2013 Evil Dead?
I mean, no. Like, nothing's bloodier than that.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, nice. Bad Milo. I'll have to give it a go. Yeah. I know it's been on my list for a while. It's one of those movies I keep forgetting exists.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. Like, it honestly isn't... like, I feel like it's not... like, generally your kind of movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Okay. Alright, you said that was from 2013?
Mm-hmm.
I will double up on 2013.
Nice.
With my last movie... I just realised I did all foreign movies. This one's from Spain.
Well, you probably watched all the English ones.
Yeah, but I didn't even realise that. Okay, so this is called The Last Days. So, a mysterious epidemic spreads across the planet. Ooh. Humanity develops an irrational fear of open space that causes instant death. Soon the world population is trapped inside buildings. As Barcelona descends into chaos, Mark sets off on a quest to find Julia, his missing girlfriend, without ever going outside. This is an apocalyptic survival movie, so if you can class that as a horror movie, then this is up your alley. And sure. I enjoyed this movie. I did. It was good. In a world where people who go outside get sick and die, we follow two survivors, I said before. Anyway, this is set in Barcelona, and it's really well shot. I enjoyed the characters, the acting's good, and the story kept me in suspense for the entire runtime. There is really nothing supernatural going on in this movie besides the whole epidemic, and they don't really give an answer to what causes the epidemic or anything like that. It's just a journey about these two people. But the character development of these two people was really interesting because they hate each other.
Okay.
So it's fun to watch. I will say this. This is a better movie in Barcelona than Bird Box Barcelona. A much better movie. Yeah, because fuck Bird Box Barcelona.
Better post-pandemic Barcelona movie.
Exactly. Yeah, this is one that I've never heard of anyone speak about. Apparently some people have seen it because the people I follow have seen it, and they give it roughly around the same score as I do, which is another 7 out of 10. I'm all about the 7 out of 10s this week for some reason. Zim's gonna love me. But
like me from that year of Zim scores.
Yeah. But no, I had a genuinely good time with this movie. I think it's a decently well-made movie. And, give it a go. The Last Days from 2013.
Sick. Speaking of something that I gave a go, from 2014, looking for work, Aaron comes across a cryptic online ad. $1,000 for the day, filming service. Discretion is appreciated. Low on cash and full of naivete. He decides to go for it. He drives to a cabin in a remote mountain where he meets Joseph, his cinematic subject for the day. Joseph is sincere, and the project seems heartfelt, so Aaron begins to film. But as the day goes on, this is a really long one, it becomes clear that Joseph is not who he says he is, and his intentions are not all pure.
Oh my god. This is gonna be a good day.
This is Creep from,
Fucking love this movie. Sorry.
It's alright.
2014.
Yep.
Sorry.
I fucking loved it too.
Yes.
Isn't that cool? What a cool movie. What a creepy movie.
The title of this movie is the most perfect title.
100%.
It's a fucking creepy movie. This movie got under my skin. It really did.
I want to tell you something that was like one of my favorite bits, and I like rewound it and watched it a few times. So it's like, what is happening?
Is it Peach Fuzz? Or is it Tubby Time?
It's not Peach Fuzz. No, that's all fine. It was like right at the end where somebody's watching something.
Yes.
And then it's like a double scare.
Yes.
And I thought that was so fucking funny.
Why? Why did you think it was funny?
Because it's like, it's him. I want to describe it without ruining the ending.
No, don't. I get what you're saying. I do.
Yeah. It's like you just get scared of
himself.
Like, yeah. It's just so funny to me. Where he's just like, This is like a weird little detail. And for a movie with like 3 people in it, it's just mad. Like,
well, the people that star in the movie are the makers. They're the director and the writer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did everything.
Because I've watched him in other shit too. Mark Duplass.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. Oh, there's a Creep 3?
No, not yet. There's a Creep 2. They had plans on doing a Creep 3, but I've heard nothing about it.
Okay, just on Letterboxd, so I was confused.
Yeah, so talk to me about this movie.
I don't know. Yeah, I like, without spoiling too much, I just really fucking enjoyed it. Yeah, it was genuinely creepy. I was just like, the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
The whole time. He's just so full of shit about everything. I just don't know what's real. I know all the Peach Fuzz stuff is real. And just like, yeah, everything about this movie was like really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I guess I know why you love it, because it's kind of a werewolf movie.
Not really.
Peach Fuzz is a werewolf.
Fuck off.
I go as far as say as it's my new favorite werewolf movie.
Oh, get fucked. This movie genuinely, like, I felt dirty when I watched this. I'm like, I need to go have a shower. Like that scene, the Tubby Time scene. I'm like, I feel fucking weird right now. I feel gross. It's so cringy to watch, but you can't look away. It's honestly one of the most uncomfortable movies I've sat through for the best reasons. I just felt uncomfortable.
It's really good.
I kind of put myself in the guy's shoes.
Like funny and scary and creepy at the same time.
Yeah.
Like just a good mesh of all of those. I want to watch 2, but it doesn't look like you liked it as much.
2 doesn't hit as much as the first one did. It's still fine if you want more of it. It's not as creepy as the first. The first, just made me feel, yuck.
It is weird.
Yeah. I only gave it a 9. Fuck, it should be a 10 for me. I fucking love it.
Yeah, you reckon?
I will die on the hill and saying that Creep is a fucking masterpiece.
I'm giving it an 8.5.
Yeah, okay.
Which is high.
That's high. I don't know, it just really hit me, this movie.
Nice.
I think it's definitely, if you have not seen Creep,
he's from the fucking League, which is one of the best fucking shows from the 2000s. Which makes sense, because this was like during when he was making the League. He was like, he made this.
Yeah, okay. There's a few movies called Creep, a few horror movies. There's one in 2004, which is about a train station.
Mm-hmm.
That's good too, but don't be confused. Watch the 2014 Creep, and it's,
it's great.
Gets under your skin.
It was really great.
And then that ending.
I'm glad I watched it. 'Cause it's been on my radar for ages, but yeah.
Yeah. This is one I'd love to. It's one of those movies I could watch at any time.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yep. Nice, man. So, is that all yours?
Yeah, that's it. Just 3.
Well, baby girl, that means we're getting into the fight. We're going to announce what we thought was better. The 2010s or the 1940s? So, let's start with question number 1. Also, sorry. How many movies did the 2010s have? See, this is where I think Wikipedia is wrong, is because I counted 745.
Okay.
And
what's it say?
I don't know, because apparently the 2000s had like over 1,200. And I'm pretty sure that the 2010s have more. But that's what Wikipedia saying, so we'll go off that. So, 2010s, which decade had the more influential films? It's hard.
This is tough. Okay.
It is.
Here's why it's tough. Because I feel like the 40s was in this weird place, like you said, where it was a lot of sequels and they hadn't really they weren't doing a lot of original stuff.
Yeah.
They were playing with what worked.
Yeah.
Whereas the 2010s, they might have been influential, but we just don't know yet.
2010s were influential for the time. I mean, you talk about like Get Out and Us.
That's true.
Movies like that. So, I mean, that's not really for the times. That's kind of... Alright, those 2 examples work.
You know what? I'm gonna... Look, I'm still trying not to be biased to, like, with the recency stuff, but I think 2010s.
Alright, I'm putting you down for the 2010s. I'm still on the fence about this. I'm just going through. You know what? I'm going to agree. Because then I'm looking at movies like The Babadook and things like that. Like, as much as it's a cliche and an annoyance nowadays, watching movies where it's like a hidden message...
Yeah,
it kind of opened up a new
You're
ballpark.
Next, the Conjuring. The Conjuring just took shit to like the next level with ghost movies and shit.
Yeah,
like
it did. Where the 40s,
Split, Belko
I mean, but at the same time,
yeah,
the 40s had like that Dead by Night, which is an anthology film, and I don't know if it's the first anthology film, but we could say it is. Yeah. I think this hurts too because we've seen so many more movies from 2010s compared to the 40s.
Just because there were so many more.
Well, that too, but because it's more of our decade.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, unfortunately we'll take the 2010s, but I think it's pretty close.
Cabin in the Woods is pretty inspirational to a lot of people.
True. But I think we're forgetting the 40s a lot here.
Yeah, there's definitely some recency bias, I'll admit to that.
You know what? You stick to the 2010s, I'm going to go the 40s on this, because I feel like the 40s, should deserve a point here. So, all right. So it's 1 point to each decade here.
Yeah.
Question 2. Which decade had the more enjoyable films? For me, it's the 2010s.
Yeah.
Look.
Me too.
2016 was a great year of horror movies for me. You had films like Train to Busan, which is in my top 10 of all time now. You had so many films like The Witch came out, which I know you hate, but it's fucking great. The Conjuring was a lot of fun. It, the remake of It. The 40s, while they had some really good fun films like the Universal Monster movies, I think it goes down to lack of content in that decade. Whereas the 2010s obviously had much more than triple times the amount of films that came out.
Look, in my top 25, like, there's not a lot in my top 10.
Yeah.
There's only one, Boys in the Trees. But
yeah, we go.
In the top 20, I got What Do We Do in the Shadows, Tucker and Dale versus Evil, Hereditary, well, not Spontaneous and stuff, but like It Follows is in there, Bone Tomahawk. Like, big movies, you know?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
fucking loved these movies. So, yeah.
True. Alright, so question number 3. Which decade had more original and unique films? Not remakes or sequels.
Again. Like,
it's the...
All those ones I just said were not remakes and sequels.
It's the 2010s, man. The 40s had many, many sequels. Universal Monsters, like, just lapping it up.
Yeah, and even the ones that, like, I did like that I did see, it was, mostly remakes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the 2010s probably had more, but when you compare it to the amount of films that came out in the 40s, like, there were a lot of sequels to Dracula and Frankenstein and all that stuff, and when you compare it to 85 movies during that decade to what the 2010s brought, it doesn't compare.
And like I was saying, like the movies I just listed, Bone Tomahawk, It Follows, fucking Hereditary. None of them are fucking sequels. So
no. Midsommar, yeah.
Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah, yep. The Witch, your favourite?
My favourite. Hey, look, I know I didn't like it, but I will give Witch props in being a well put together movie and an influential movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, going down the list, I'm just on IMDb and trying to find sequels or remakes. You've got, what, Evil Dead, It Chapter 2, you got The Conjuring 2, Insidious 2.
I'm not saying there weren't any remakes and sequels.
No, there weren't. There were.
But,
definitely
But I'm saying, like, the top movies weren't.
Yeah, true. Like, there are a lot of unique films. So, yeah, point for those each. Alright, which decade had more importance in horror?
It's a tough question.
It is. I mean, like, once again, Universal Monsters, you wouldn't have many of these movies without the Universal Monsters or other movies, like the Uninvited was one of the first ghost movies to come out.
Yeah.
And, like, would you have The Conjuring if it wasn't for the Uninvited? But at the same time, there are so many unique films that came out in the 2010s that speak just to all different decades. As I said before, Get Out and Us speak. You have the movie Apostle, which speaks, which is back in like the 1800s, wherever it was. Even movies like The Lighthouse, which I was not a fan of, which were influential.
I don't know. I'm just going to go 2010s.
I got to give it to the 2010s as well.
I think you're right.
This is sounding like a massacre, but like, I think it's unfair because, once again, the amount of films that came out.
I mean, if we got like a fucking 80-year-old in here to talk about which of his favorite horror movies.
Yeah, exactly. It might be a different argument. So let's just put the final nail in the coffin. Which decade do you prefer?
2010s.
2010s. Yeah. So that leaves a total score of 1940 with 1 vote over 2010s with 9. So, unfortunately, we say goodbye to the 40s on this, and I feel it's going to be, just putting it out here, we're not finished yet, but I feel it's going to be 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets tricky. Because speaking about the finale of this whole experiment that we're doing, we've got 5 decades moving on, and that's an uneven number. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a poll up in a couple of weeks' time where 1 decade can return. And we're going to leave it to you, the fans, the people listening right now, to decide which is the best decade of those that have left us to return once more for a fighting shot. And so far we've got the 20s, the 30s, and the 50s, and the 40s, in the running. So will it be the 60s
Possibly
or the 80s?
The 60s or the 80s. That's going to be interesting.
It is. There's a few 60s movies that are on my list that I want to watch. So I know Carnival of Souls is one of them that I'm curious to get around to. But we've got a couple more weeks with this Decades of Horror. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to... I reckon it's going to be fucking tough, man, to decide a winner.
Yeah,
it really is. We're going to have to dig deep on what movies came out. And I think I'm going to go which decade had more 10 out of 10s for me.
Sure.
That's the way I'm going to do it.
I'm going to wing it.
All right. Well, with that being said, that is it for this episode of the Dummies of Horror. We would like to thank all our sponsors and fans and Patreon people. Big shout out to the Padded Room podcast as well. Yeah, much support to them. They gave us our start, and we love them all the time. Even though Darian is a dick and won't play Freebird for me, I still love him. And shout out to all our podcasting friends: the Friday Nightmares podcast, the Horror Returns, Fresh Cuts, 22 Shots of Moods and Horror, Rob Hungy and the Fabulous Five.
Is that a real
Slasher Radio. Or Rob Hungry's other podcast. I'm Rob Hungry and I hate every movie. Listen to me talk about the movie I hated this week.
So rude.
And he does actual Patreon episodes where he talks about CM Punk, so at least he says one thing positive.
Okay.
CM Punk and Simon and Garfunkel.
Punkle and Garfunkel.
Anyway, that is it for this episode. I want to thank each and every one of you guys. Go and give us some love. Click out our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our TikTok page, all under Dummies of Horror. And if you want more content, go join our Patreon page, Patreon.com/Dummies of Horror. We just released
anything new there.
Yeah. We just released our newest Schwarzenegger of Dummies episode, where we talk about Last Action Hero.
Go check it out.
Do it. And end of this month, I'm going to be doing an episode of my most controversial horror opinions.
Ooh.
So if you want to get pissed off at me, then join up and hear my
constantly mad at you.
Yeah. Hear my horror hot takes. They'll be coming out at the end of this month. So until then, Luffy, I'm going to leave it for you. Dip!
Bye.
Elaborate more. Come on. Cool intro. Outro.
When you go about things, do it with love. Bye.
That was fucking horrible. Dip!
Shocking.